Good morning and welcome to day 13 of my yoga challenge. Today's theme is improv. I had no plan going into today. I tried my best. I've been researching and trying to decide which direction I want to go. So I thought today would be an interesting experiment to talk through what I was feeling in my body in the moment. I started this yoga challenge to create a habit for myself and make myself accountable. So I thought that it would be appropriate to walk through what I was feeling in my body today and demonstrate that sense of how to do an unplanned personal yoga practice. Remember, our yoga practices do not have to be perfect. Even when it's a planned class, it doesn't have to be perfect and it will never be perfect because each of us are imperfect beings and we need help. We need to have the poses made accessible to us. And I've been doing a lot of research on reacquainting myself with the muscles and connecting our sun salutation movements, which in doing that, I learned I've been doing sun salutations not wrong, but what I thought was sun salutation A is actually more like sun salutation C, even though I saw a sun salutation A that has the low lunge in it. So every tradition has their own versions of sun salutations because there is a lineage to how we are taught yoga. And so when I was reviewing my 200 hour, I realized I've been doing our sun salutations wrong, like blending it with sun salutation C. But at the same time, there is another accessible version that we were taught of sun salutation A that does have the low lunge in it. And so I think that's where the streams got crossed. I love doing the sun salutation the way that I'm doing it and building and growing because there's a lot of overlap in what we do for sun salutations. So again, it's not going to be perfect. Perfection is not, I said that in my very first video, perfection is not the goal of yoga. It just isn't. The goal of yoga is to achieve that heightened sense of self. And so, how does that relate to those of you who I'm trying to reach out, the neurodivergent and LGBTQ community? It means a sense of authenticity. It means getting to be yourself, getting to be who you are in your own body, accepting your own body for what it can and cannot do, for bringing a sense of joy and inner peace to being yourself. That's what I want to convey to you through these videos. I don't look perfect. I never will. I am more interested in safety and comfort than I am in looking perfect. So, story time. I started this yoga challenge to get myself back into yoga. So, this is just as much a process for me as it is for you. I am recording this to give me a lot more confidence and reacquaint myself with yoga flow, which again is why I thought sun salutations were a fantastic option, is because it is a built-in flow. It is pretty universal across many forms of yoga, even though, as I mentioned earlier, each lineage has their own version of it. A lot of the poses are very universal and they're great for beginners. And I am learning a lot about myself through this process. I am learning to be more comfortable on camera. I'm working really, really hard on all those filler words. Oh, it's so hard. All the ums and ands and buts and long pauses. With long pauses, I can edit out. And you probably notice I also have a small speech impediment. I slur my words sometimes. I am who I am. Theater helps a lot. I draw back to my youth when doing the theater and make sure that I am enunciating and making sure that I'm actually opening my mouth. There's a lot to think about. And again, that's really difficult for neurodiverse folks. There's a lot of those social cues and thought processes that have to overlap that are sometimes difficult, especially when you get into burnout. And I'm not going to lie, I'm getting really close to burnout. And I think that's why doing improv yoga is helpful for me because it brings it back to why I was doing this yoga challenge in the first place. And it's to reclaim myself as a yogi, create, recreate, recalibrate. It's to recalibrate myself. Let's go back to my business name, Creative Recalibration. We all have to recalibrate ourselves. And that takes time. That takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of effort. And when you take into account depression, anxiety, fear of success, that's a weird one that I have to deal with, is there's a fear of failure coupled with a fear of success. And that has been very surprising to realize. But in putting myself out there, I am growing confidence. I am growing knowledge. I'm refreshing what knowledge I had, and giving myself a chance to reclaim a part of me that I missed. So I'm going to leave it there. But in the comments below, let me know what's an area that you want to reclaim, something that's accessible for you to reclaim. I'd be really interested to know. So in the meantime, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow on the mat.